So whether you want to buy or sell, Taylor Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Taylor makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Taylor is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Taylor Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TAYLAANDRE@thumbprintrealty.com.
You are enjoying the miracle of radio.
Radio. New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Taylor Andre. Waking up with Taylor Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. I had the most amazing weekend. How about you? How was your weekend? How did everything go for you? Friday, y'all already know last week was not a good week. I was in a super bad mood for a good portion of the week. And I went out on Friday and got an emergency call to come and do this thing. And so I went and did this thing, and I ended up dropping off food to elders on a Friday night. And when I tell you, that filled my entire soul. And so, I love my elders. I love every ounce of them, the wisdom that they have, the lives that they've lived, and how much they can teach based on what it is that they've done. And I got to drop off food and feed the elders and families. And shout out to Miss Shirley out of Mattapan, because she does. Miss Shirley, you ain't getting no cranberry sauce in a can. The bootleg peanut butter with no jelly. She actually gives you food. And so shout out to Miss Shirley in Mattapan, who contributed the food to the elders that we gave away. Shout out to Next Leadership Development, aka Dr. Atia Martin, for making sure that our elders had what they needed. And so I was reminded on Friday that no matter what it is that I think is going on in my life, I have my health. A lot of our elders are on breathing machines, hip replacements, knee replacements, name it. They cannot walk properly, cannot do for themselves, don't have enough food in their refrigerator. And because they, make X amount of dollars off Social Security, they don't qualify for other services. And so I really got to count my blessings on Friday. And so I am more than honored to be a part of Next Leadership Development, which is an organization, a nonprofit that gives back. We are having a long conversation about Black Boston Connects and how Black Boston residents can go ahead and do what needs to be done to help each other, because we have seen how much help the government has given to us in the form of finances and other resources, which lack little to none. And so Friday was absolutely amazing. And I am so just grateful and have a full heart for the work that I was able to complete on Friday. I spent time with my mom yesterday, just really understanding the importance of family during this time and how crazy we can sometimes get in our mind, and being grounded with the people who actually have love for us and go above and beyond in order to make sure that our sanity is, that we remain sane. The government does need to change, Stafford, but I don't see the government changing anytime soon. So instead of waiting on other people to do for us, the purpose of Next Leadership Development is to do for ourselves. And so I can and will share that information. But as far as Motivational Monday is concerned, you guys are not the only ones in need of motivation. Today, we're definitely going to be discussing how to build your business, step by step on how to build your business. So please stick around for that. Share, subscribe, so you can go ahead and get the key components on how to start your business from scratch. And a lot of us are side hustlers. we make bank. We have a lot of money in the bank. We have money underneath the mattress. We got money here. We got money there. But we have not established a legal entity and a legal business. And that is what's stopping a lot of us from obtaining some of these grants and a lot of this free money out here for small business owners. And even though you've been in business for the last 8 years, even though you've been in business for the last 5 years, you don't have an established business. And because you don't have an established business legally, it is prohibiting you from getting any of these funds that are out here that are free for all for grabs. Because when I tell you the other side, everybody is out here getting all of this money by the tens and thousands of dollars, and you are unable to do so because your a business is not established the way that it should be established. So not only am I going to give you the step-by-step guide that I had to take personally for my own business, but we also have some great tips, tricks, and truths about how to establish a business. But before we get into that, today is Motivational Monday, and I do want to hit on the motivation because I know we in need, baby. I know we in need, like where we are.
Instead of just make money off everybody. If there's something on my mind, speak it. I think being humble is sexy. I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? And that's our job. It's the spark. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. I think everybody shines in different things. We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. But I love my childhood. Even though it was bad, I love it. You need to do something.
He was an American rapper, author, actor, and poet.
He sold over 75 million records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling artists of all time.
He consistently ranks as one of the greatest rappers ever.
He's Tupac, and here are his top 10 rules for success.
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think my mouth, my controversy. I have not been out of the paper since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in all, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name has not been not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten. If I'm forgotten, then that means I'm comfortable. And that means I think everything is okay. My mother taught me 3 things: respect, knowledge, search for knowledge. It's an eternal journey. That's like my haircut, the line, 360 degrees, find knowledge, always. And she taught me to not be quiet, to, if there's something on my mind, speak it. That's what God, that was the breath. She always taught, but also to listen. And she told me this little joke that God gave you 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to speak. 2 ears and 1 mouth. Common sense. 1 mouth, you should speak, but you should also listen. And that's where the knowledge comes from, listening. And once you get the knowledge, then you can speak. And it helps you. So she taught me respect, knowledge, and understanding, mostly, you know, just listen a lot.
One of the characterizations made of rappers often is that they're very boastful. It seems like right now you're taking pains to be humble and look at things from a very realistic perspective. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm. I think being humble is sexy. It's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1,000,000 billion and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants. I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house. And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms and you know there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me. It don't. And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees, all the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and then somebody's starving. And they're having a white Christmas. They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole nine. That's not fair to me.
Winter is the best time to get solar panels in Massachusetts for $0 because
I have no idea about the winter panels, the solar systems, but I do want to make sure that we are talking about Motivational Monday and making sure that, like, Tupac always does it for me every single time. But I do, as far as Motivational Monday is concerned, I want to make sure that we are good and that we understand who we are and where we are going. And if you feel anything like me, like Motivational Monday is mandatory for you. So let us continue.
All the society is doing is leeching off the ghetto. They use the ghetto for their pain, for their sorrow, for their culture, for their music, for their happiness, for their movies, to talk about boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be I don't want to be 50 years old at a BET We Shall Overcome Achievement Awards. You know what I'm saying? Not me. You know, I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish. And because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
I can't hold the job. I just quit my job
today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza. And we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected, and I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, you know. So I quit, and he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural. That's arrogance at the top. I can't explain why I shine and no one else shines. I think everybody shines in different things. And a lot of things I can't do. I can't play basketball like every other black person in America. But I can act. I know how to go to that true spot in myself because I'm there every day. I can be me. I can be whoever because I'm true to me. I can go to neutral easily. A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason I sell 6 million records, the reason I could go to jail and come out without a scratch, the reason I can walk around, the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell it. It's still within me. I still feel it. My heart is still connected to my body. So I could, any character, I'm going to bring that intensity, that truth, and that honesty to it because I have to repay for that blessing from Black Jesus, from God. I have to pay for that by shining. If he give you the voltage and you waste it, that's the curse. He gave me the voltage, I'm a shine. It's not mine, it's from God. It's God. Not that it's so special that nobody got it, but all of our gifts and blessings and our strengths and our weaknesses come from God. Come from Black Jesus or whoever comes from within you. You know what I mean? So it's not really tricky. Everybody can do it if they just can go to that spot. I guess all the things that happened to me in my life allow me to go there easier.
Grammarly does more than...
No, that's what we're not going to do. So I am Tayla Andre. Waking Up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. We are talking about Motivational Monday, listening to a little bit of Tupac to get us up. Like, I could say everything Tupac say, but you already know it sounds better coming out of his mouth. So we're going to go ahead and continue listening to some Tupac, and then we have some more Motivational Monday, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about the news that you should know. And from there, make sure we talk about this step-by-step how to build your business from the ground up. You got me? All right. Spark FM online, Waking Up with Tayla Andre.
The intensity of the music has built to the no hope, the I don't give a attitude. How did we get from Grandmaster Flash, the message, to where we are now in hip hop?
Again, you have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over just like throwing food around. But they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, with civil rights movement. We was asking, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? And we shouldn't be angry. And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. And it just seems foreign because there's no one else talking about it.
Right. Well, playing devil's advocate, somebody might say, well, what does Tupac have? He's a movie star. He's got, hit records. What does he have to complain about?
And I'm going to tell you, it's like being the last person alive. You know what I'm saying? After 3 days, you can't do anything. What can I do? Where can I go? There's no black neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, with black people who have the same amount of money as me. You know what I'm saying? There's richer and there's poorer. There's no just, did a movie, got a little bit of money, living okay, black neighborhood. I have to be in a white neighborhood. So I don't fit in. That's hell. It's hell when you can't be around your peers. All my life grew up around black people, poor people, but I can't live around poor people now because they'll rob me. And why would they rob me? Because they're starving, because there's no money here. But they're telling me, now that I made a little money, I have to move here. So it's not like no one's ever trying to deal with this section. They're just moving away from it. And we're going to have more stars coming from together, but they're going to all move this way. If you grew up happy, too happy, like in fairy tale land, not fairy tale, if you grew up where, every Christmas you got a present and every birthday you got a present and every holiday was a holiday and everything was peachy, your parents took care of everything and you just grew up. I don't think that prepares you for the world. My mother had a really bad childhood and my father had a bad childhood and I had a bad childhood, but I love my childhood. Even though it was bad, I love it. I feel like it's taught me so much. And I feel like nothing can faze me. Nothing in this world, nothing can surprise me. It might set me back, but only momentarily, only to spring back. And I think it's helped me to learn. It really did help me to learn. And since my mother had a bad childhood, she knows the importance of being honest and the importance of facing each situation as it comes and not dealing in fairy tale land, being realistic about the problem and analyzing it and solving it, see what you can do to solve it. So if you have a happy childhood, you tend to want your child to have a happy childhood. So you tend to want to keep the bad things out. And I don't think that's good because you don't prepare them for the world.
So basically, you have to be realistic with your kids.
Right,
If there's
definitely have to be realistic.
You have to let them know
should
this
tell
is
them.
wrong.
But don't get the wrong idea. I feel like I'm being gloomy. I don't mean just be like, damn it, it's bad out there. But when the good things come, and they are going to come, and everybody knows that good things are going to come, and you're going to see them for yourself. You're going to see if they're good. But it's harder to see the bad things, and everybody wants to shield the bad things, and that's where it gets complicated and it gets real rotten. That's when everybody gets surprised and, oh my God, I'm committing suicide. That's too much, overwhelming. If you know about it, it won't be so overwhelming. So that's what I think about that.
I am Tayla Andre. You're tuned in to Wake Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We do Motivational Monday around here. And I know a lot of y'all love to talk about Freaky Friday because that is another aspect of who we are as human beings. And so we cater to the whole human around these parts. And so we're going to dive back into Motivational Monday with Tupac. And then we're going to hit the news that you should know. And then we're going to do the step-by-step guide on how to build your business from scratch so you guys can go ahead and be prepared in the future for all of these grants so you could take, all of these grants that you currently cannot access because your business is not built properly, we're going to make sure you're good, okay? And so let's get back into this Motivational Monday with Tupac.
To you. So let's get started with a single implant, or if you were missing one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. We're going to have to wait until we get to get back into this Motivational Monday with Tupac. So Tupac was probably one of my favorite rappers of all time because of what he stood for and what he believed in and how dope he was just as a human being. He was just a dope human, and everything he talked about, he spoke with from his heart and from his soul. And we don't have too many artists today that are as in tune as Tupac. And a lot of people don't know his mama was a Black Panther. Like, his mother was in these streets. His godmother is in Cuba right now. So, like, we really had something special with him. And I wish, for me, it's the death row. Like, I wish he would have never went to Cali. I wish he would have never went and did the whole death row. I wish he would have stayed on the East Coast and rocked out with the East Coast rappers. I feel like he might still be alive today, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes, aside, it all comes down to we got to survive. I mean, even warriors put their spears down on Sundays. We got to survive here in this country because I'm not going back to Africa. We got to survive here. And for us to survive here, white folks, Black folks, Korean folks, Mexican folks, Puerto Ricans, we got to understand each other. We got to take a bigger chance. And when I say Americans, people think I'm talking about Uncle Sam. I mean, like, actually Uncle Sam with the gray hair and the flag. I mean, you, the guy, you, the mechanic, wherever, you. I mean, you need to do something.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love to know which of Tupac.
My favorite Tupac is all the movies that he was in, all the roles that he played. I would have to say that Poetic Justice is probably my favorite role of Tupac, by far. But there is another, oh shoot. Let's pay these bills. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and dig a little deeper into, there was another motivational speech that I wanted to play for you real quick, but let's go ahead and pay these bills. And when we come back, Spark FM Online, Waking Up with Tayla Andre, all that good stuff.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. Waking Up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. So really quickly, some of the comments that came in: with Biden in the White House, we need a business to put money into the community. What up, Tia? Good rising. How you doing? Looking absolutely gorgeous, boo. Like Malcolm X, should be by any means necessary. It should be any means necessary, but a lot of us don't have that mindset. Dr. Tia Martin sent me something yesterday. Did she send it to me in Click, or did she send it to me on Zoom? And so I have a meeting with Dr. Martin every Sunday, and that's not it. I want to read something for y'all so bad. And just as I said it, she went ahead and said, so Dr. Tia Martin, we are the question and the answer. Break the collective habit of racism. Build resilience for racial equity in ourselves and organization is currently live on Amazon, the very moment that I was just speaking about it. And so yesterday I was talking to her about like my feelings and my emotions and the fact that I did not feel like I was a part of society because I am not happy about Kamala Harris. I'm not happy about, everybody being super excited about who she is. And there's a black woman as vice president. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But at the same token, like, not all skin folk are kin folk. And there's a section in her book where she talks about leadership. And just because opening the door to diversity and we have like 5 black members that are in leadership, that doesn't mean anything if their mind's not right. That doesn't mean anything if you're not for black people. It doesn't mean anything if you're like against the black struggle. And I mean that in the sense of like, black people shouldn't always have to struggle, period. It shouldn't always be a damn struggle. We should be helping each other up. Just like Tupac just said, like, there's no reason for me. I can't be around my people all the time that look like me, my actual peers. And I can't stay in the hood. I can't stay in the ghetto because I got a little bit of money. They're going to rob me because they're hungry. There's no place that I can go where people look like me. And so I'm super excited for like, we are the question, we are the answer. Let me go ahead and give this, we are the question and the answered, Dr. Atia Martin. And when I tell you, Atia Martin has absolutely changed my life. It's on Amazon. Well, today it just hit Amazon, so I don't know if we're going to be able to find it. Amazon. We have the question and the answer, interview question, Amazon. I am going to have to find this because it's not here, but okay. Here it is. Can y'all see that? We are the question, we are the answer. It's fine. As soon as I get the link, I'll go ahead and post it for you. I don't know how to do that right now because that's a lot going on, and I want to make sure that we are focused on what it is that we have to do, and that is talking about some of this news. So Budweiser won't air a Super Bowl ad for the first time since 1983. So 37 years. They will not have a Super Bowl ad, but what they're going to do instead is bring coronavirus vaccine awareness efforts as Pepsi and Coke also sit out of the game of the 30-second commercial that costs $5.5 million. And they're going to go ahead and donate to COVID-19 vaccine awareness efforts. And so on Monday, Budweiser released an ad narrated by Rashida Jones, which is crazy because Rashida Jones, was it her sister that used to date Tupac? So you see how like my world does this every single time. And so narrated by Rashida Jones, announcing the donation, saying that we are helping to bring America back together soon. Budweiser has still 4 minutes of advertising time during the game for its other brands, including Bud Light Seltzer, Lemonade, and Michelob Ultra. This year, a 30-second ad slot during February 7th game cost $5.5 million. Shares of Budweiser parent AB InBev fell 14.5% over the last year for a market value of $113 billion. How much do you think they paid in taxes? Go down that rabbit hole by yourself because that's what we're not going to do today. COVID-19 hospitalizations fell to the lowest level since mid-December as the U.S. reports a sharp drop in new cases and deaths, while the nation smashes through Biden's 1 million shot a day target. So, if I could please stand on this soapbox of mine, first and foremost, you mean to tell me that the president in his presidency was able to decrease COVID in 7 days? Well, when today's the 23rd, when was the inauguration? Yo, if y'all don't take a look at this media and look at how everything plays out, if y'all don't really look and see how things are playing out, how they want to make Biden there's no reason why as an adult I should have to say this, but I have to in order for adults to understand what's being said. So me saying or talking trash or not liking Biden-Harris, it is not an advocacy for Trump. So let me be clear. Any trash talk I got to say about Biden-Harris has absolutely nothing to do with a celebratory or congratulatory or just outright advocacy for Trump. They are two separate and very equal if you want to talk about like the head of the state of the United States of America. They really don't do much. They're talking face of it. I'm thinking of the movie with Eddie Murphy and the cat lady, Marcus, I don't have any panties on. She's the face of it. The president is the face of the United States. He doesn't make any decisions. There's a whole board that makes all Strange's decisions. The whole board. And that our board is called Congress. And until we decide that there shouldn't be representatives that hold a seat for 50 years, making their 50 years of the same ideology, that's the problem. That's the answer and the solution. Shout out to Dr. Martin. We are the question and the answer, breaking the collective habit of racism, building resilience for racial equity in ourselves and our organizations. And I need for them to go ahead and call Dr. Tia Martin so we can have racial resilience in the damn White House, because just because a black woman's in there does not determine the equity that we actually need. And so I love how the media is portraying this like Biden is, all of a sudden, because Biden's president, we have all of these changes. This is the lowest drop we've seen since December. And so they're saying that the COVID tracking project reported 142,949 confirmed new cases of coronavirus on Sunday. The states also reported 110,628 people in the hospital. But mind you, let's go back to Florida. Come down this rabbit hole with me. Let's go back to Florida, to the lady who was arrested for telling them y'all tell the truth, tell the truth about what these numbers really are. And so while they're over there telling the truth, while she's over there telling the truth, now all of a sudden the true numbers are coming out, which creates this automatic drop in numbers. And it looks like Biden's a hero and Biden's a savior, and Trump just let it go rampant, when the truth of the matter is we've been lying and inflating numbers the entire time. I have a cousin that recently lost, when you have a cousin who has their own cousin on their father's side, I had a cousin that lost it, and on the effing death certificate, even though a heart attack does, if you had COVID during a heart attack, your heart attack killed you, not COVID. COVID did not kill you. You died of a heart attack while having COVID, but they're inflating the numbers and saying, oh, the person died from COVID. Those are two very separate things. Having COVID and dying from COVID is different from actually having COVID and dying from a heart attack. Having COVID and dying from a car crash. Having COVID, and how they had COVID? Because they were fine in a car accident. They just died in a car accident, and all of a sudden the death certificate now reads that they died of COVID. And so that's how the numbers have been this entire time, I believe, to be inflated. The U.S. also reported the number of hospitalizations has been the lowest since December 14th, according to the COVID tracking project. I want to know who is related to the COVID tracking project and who has their hands in the pot and who has the, what are the folks called? Lobbyists. And who are the lobbyists? These are important questions. Data also showed that 1,940 Americans died on Sunday from COVID, which is a sharp decline from 3,577. Yeah, y'all don't see this. Nobody want to see this. All of a sudden, Tayla, conspiracy theory, but this doesn't make sense. 1,900 from 3,500. Okay. U.S. Crossed the 25 million cumulative cases threshold on Sunday, a year after the first ever confirmed diagnosis. As of Sunday night, more than 25.1 million Americans are confirmed to have been infected. 419,208 have died. about 21.8 million, about 21.8 million Americans have received at least one dose of the coronavirus vaccine to date. And oh my God, Biden is such a hero because he has been ramping up everybody getting these vaccines out, and he is the savior. Oh my God, he has just saved all of us. The world's richest 10 people, including Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg, are $500 billion richer since the COVID-19 pandemic began. And so an Oxfam report has investigated the growing inequality caused by the pandemic. The wealthiest 1,000 people recouped their losses within 10 months of the virus, but the world's poorest could take 10 years to recover from their hardship. The top richest have been added billions to their fortune since the pandemic. And so the world's wealthiest 10 includes Elon Musk, whose wealth has grown $129 billion over the last year. Mark Zuckerberg, $45 billion. Bernard Arnault, the billionaire CEO of LVMH, has added an additional $76 billion to his worth. Zhang Shanhan, I could have butchered that. My apologies. 76 billion. Jeff Bezos, 78 billion. Manush Ambani, 39 billion. Larry Ellison, 28 billion. Larry Page, 25 billion. Bill Gates, 22 billion. Warren Buffett, 19 billion. And these are all old white men. All of them. Except for like Manush looks Indian. Not sure where he's from, but he looks Indian. And one maybe possibly Asian. But other than that, they're all white men that have $500 billion in the last year due to the pandemic. And so just be mindful about who's actually paying taxes and who is being held accountable and being audited. Because it's a lot cheaper to audit you, who's going to like scramble to find receipts, than it is to go ahead and audit somebody that has $1 billion and is going to hire every attorney in the world to fight tooth and nail. And so you are the pawn, and until you stand up and stop playing this MF game, they're going to continue to target you, continue to beat you. And so Diane Sullivan said she has to hop off, but she is grateful and she is motivated, and she'll be circling back to see what she missed. Hey, Stephen Wilson, how you doing? Everyone has a special gift that they can make money from. Amen. Like Malcolm said, any means necessary. I really wish there were more of us that had that mentality. Steve said, Go Get 'em Enterprise LLC is an advisory group for business professionals. We specialize in branding, consulting, keynote speaking, marketing, officiating solutions, and security services. Guess what, Stephen? That sounds like a shameless plug, and I would love for you to advertise on Spark FM Online. I'm going to send you a marketing package at the end of the day. How about that? Biden and Harris is the start of the beginning of fill in the blank, because that blank is like New World Order. Don't be surprised if you have to get a vaccine in order to travel anywhere in the world. Don't be surprised if a vaccine passport is necessary. Don't be surprised if you get a chip in your damn arm and mark of the beast on your forehead. I said it because I can. We need a steak and take restaurant in the community. A steak and shake? Is that what you mean? A steak and shake? Because steak and shake is so, listen, I don't eat meat, but whenever I go to the South, I put myself through hell eating a Fresno burger from Steak and Shake with extra crunchy onions. It's so bad. I anguish. I put myself in misery, but that burger is so good going in, and it kills me like the whole night. I'm on damn near bed rest because it need to come out. Branding, consulting, keynote speaking, marketing, hashtag all of them, Stephen, when I send you this invoice. Hey, Remy, how you doing? I love you so much. They gonna tell you anything. Exactly, they gonna tell you anything. You're in Come through. I thought you were saying you were in Hyde Park. I was about to say, come through. You can come through. How is it that stats have dropped in a week? Thank you, Bria. Thank you. I'm trying to find out. It's sketchy. It's more than sketchy. We already know what the truth is. Hey, peeps, what's going on? Good rising, good rising. $500 billion, yes. $500 billion in a year. That's how much these, we are Americans. We are the Americans. Oh, you talking about Tupac? Right? He was like, when I'm talking about the Americans, I'm talking about you are the Americans. We truly are the Americans. If you know anything a little bit about history, the original American Indians were black. Like, I'm super light skinned. They were blacker than me. They were blacker than blacker than black. And when you take a look at like their long wavy hair, like, girl, I'm Indian, that you Native American. Like, those were black folks. So nobody ever wants to talk about the truth. I love the truth. I promise to tell the truth. I do. Uber of space travel. Elon Musk SpaceX launches a record 143 satellites into orbit as it kicks off its cosmic rideshare program. SpaceX launched 143 satellites from a Falcon 9 rocket on Sunday. 133 were commercial and government satellites on SpaceX rideshare mission. The other 10 were Starlink satellites to join SpaceX internet mega constellation. I have no idea what the hell I just said. All I know is y'all better be getting some damn Elon Musk Tesla stock. Because Tesla about to be $1 million per share in a second. I hope y'all are buying a little by little. If you just go ahead and go to, what do I use? Go to Stockpile, or you can go to Robinhood. And where's this Tesla stock at? So how many shares do I actually own? None. I own 0.6 shares. 0.6. I don't care. So what I do, so I don't know nothing about finance. I am a real estate agent. I am only a licensed real estate agent. That is it. That is all that I do. On my personal side, how I engage is like, I have $20 taken out every week. And I know it's nothing. Like, it's a little $20 though, right? So $20 every week comes out of my account and it goes to my stockpile. That $20, I go ahead from Nike to, I usually get what's on sale, like whoever has negative declining, whoever's the least declining. Like, everyone's declining right now. Canopy Growth is down, Kronos is down, Nike is down. Who is this? VTRS. I don't even know who they are. Upwork is actually up. Jumia is down. The company that we were told about, how you say that? STLA manufacturing company is down. So I usually get everything that's on sale. So I get whatever is down during that time is what I typically purchase. It's 99 cents for every transaction that you make. So whether you make a $20 transaction or whether you make a $2,000 transaction, it's 99 cents on Stockpile. And on Robinhood, everybody is tagged. Like the Magnite, the SCHN is down, like, and they're down a lot. So I usually get like whatever's on sale or whatever's in the red is what I typically buy whenever they're down, and then they go back up. And so even if you don't have a lot of money, $20 a week, $10 a week, your money can and will multiply. And so just trust the process, like I definitely am with these eyebrows. Trust the process and just do a little tip until you can get more than a little bit. And then when you go out here and you get your tax returns, and when you like, this is money that you are not, like, it's yours. It's not free money. It's not blow money. It's not purse money. It's not red bottom money. How you govern yourself accordingly determines how you're going to, like, at the end of the day, you are going to die. You're going to die. I'm going to die. All of us are going to die. When you die, are you going to leave your children debt, or are they going to sit around talking about this is what mom, dad left us? the choice is yours. It's always been yours. And I think going back to last week and being so overwhelmed with emotion, that was another part of the emotion, is that we are so happy to see something in the now. And while everybody else, as far as our peers are concerned, are thinking about 30 years from now, or thinking about 60 years from now, and we are thinking about today. We're thinking about the Air Force Ones during the inauguration. We're thinking about the Jordans during the inauguration. We're thinking about the coat Michelle Obama wore and her weave was looking fly. And we're not thinking about 35 years down the line, what are we going to leave our kids? And so I'm so ready for us to be like better as a people and do things like we're supposed to be doing. China is spreading doubt on Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine and suggesting that the pandemic originated by the U.S. military, who began investigating Beijing's coronavirus response. So Chinese communist propaganda, of course they're communists, and so like nobody can have their own personal opinion about anything in China at all, or at least you get your organs harvested and your family never sees you again. The Chinese communist propaganda has filled the airwaves with stories of people dying suddenly after the Pfizer jab. Beijing has called on the World Health Organization to probe Fort Detrick, a U.S. biological weapons lab in Maryland. This comes as the World Health Organization team arrived in Wuhan. Remember, we discussed this last week, to investigate the origins of the virus, which broke out in the city over a year ago. But remember, they said that they weren't going to research the labs. They were just going to go to the area where the bat and the pig may have cross-pollinated. But they weren't going to go to the lab. Yet the Chinese communist propaganda is like, yo, what you really need to do is, you don't need to check our lab. You don't need to check nothing over here in China. Go check the Americans and go check all of their nonsensical nonsense that's going on in Maryland. And so I am going to follow this story, because this is my love in hip hop. For me, this is my whatever y'all be watching at nighttime. This is what it is for me. Washington has released intel which says staff at Wuhan Institute of Virology had COVID symptoms in 2019, which is weird. Like, A, how you know that? B, why you ain't said nothing sooner? And C, like, that's pivotal information. No one's gonna like, I don't know. Y'all don't be feeling this like I be feeling it. So I don't be trying to go all the way down the rabbit holes, because, I'm going to meet people where they are. So there is a campaign to oust the California governor, Gavin Newsom, and there's growing frustration over how he handled the coronavirus pandemic. And the threshold for new ballot after petition passed 1.2 million signatures. So only 300,000 signatures or more signatures are needed to take the issue to the voters in a ballot. The recall effort gained traction after Governor Newsom attended a birthday dinner with at least 10 other people at a California restaurant on November 6th. There is also growing frustration over the devastating impact coronavirus restrictions have had on the state's economy. And they're like, listen, we want you out. We want you gone. You want to sit here and tell us all of the things that we can't do, but yet your ass was at a dinner party and nobody had a mask on. So you over here finger pointing, and you ain't pointing the finger at your own damn self. Those three wiggly things, yeah, hold yourself accountable. And so all they need, they got 1.5 million. Apparently all they need is 300,000 more, and they will be able to kick the governor out. We shall see. U.S. Air Force says that it will allow women enlistees to wear longer braids, ponytails, and bangs to reflect the diverse force that we are, but men are still not allowed to have beards. And so the U.S. Air Force announced new grooming regulations for women enlistees. Women will now be permitted to wear 2 braids, bangs, or a single ponytail. This change comes in response to feedback from women who reported hair damage. Women who wore their hair in a bun had migraines and hair loss. And anybody who know, you keep pulling your hair into a ponytail slick back, you ain't gonna have no edges no more. So that's why you're not supposed to have your hair in braids all the time, have your hair in ponytails all the time. Men, however, will still be required to adhere to their grooming requirements, and that means that beards are not allowed unless it's religious or medical reasons. In other news, a MAGA rioter who punched a cop in the head is revealed to be the brother of a Secret Service agent who once led Michelle Obama's detail. And so what is so funny about this, and I talked about this last week about like my favorite stories are all these stories about people who are related to people who have big names and organizations and companies. And not just that, just the fact that these young people are out here like, yo, that's my daddy right there that stormed the Capitol. I'm not for this. Not like, yo, these kids are out here snitching on their parents. And I don't know why I'm so in love with it, but I absolutely am. And so Michelle Obama was close to Preston J. Fairlamb, who led her security detail. She went to a service for his father, a New Jersey state trooper who died in 2012. But the agent's brother, Scott Fairlamb, faces federal charges over the Capitol riot and was ousted by his son. And now his son is like, I kind of feel bad for, snitching on my dad. And the truth of the matter is the only reason why these kids are feeling bad for snitching on their father is because now their livelihood is in jeopardy. And the fact that they're, their cushy little lifestyles, what Tupac said, he was just like, if you got a Christmas present and a birthday present and all the holidays were actual holidays for you, you lived a good life. So in other news, I don't know this to be a fact, but I think it's pretty damn ironic that 2.5 weeks after Hank Aaron and other leaders went ahead before the press and said, listen, I'm going to take this coronavirus vaccine. Mind you, he was 86 years old, granted, right? But he was an 86-year-old in good health who went out and took the vaccine so that he could build trust within the Black community. So for those who don't know, Hank Aaron was a baseball player. He got his COVID-19 shot on January 5th and recently passed. Can we talk about this? Can we, I really want to know if anybody else feels some type of way about this, because I don't believe that it's just me, but I do have questions. Does anybody else feels like it's a huge coincidence that this healthy 86-year-old got a COVID-19 vaccine and 2.5 weeks later he's dead? I'll wait. Seriously, I want to know what is your take on this? Am I absolutely crazy that, these two correlate too closely for me? He was a healthy 86-year-old. He had no priors. There wasn't nothing really wrong with him. He was good. He wanted people to come out and get the vaccine. Let me show you how safe it is. And 2.5 weeks later, you're dead. And nobody is reporting that. It's like, oh my God, Hank Aaron, this superstar, shout out to him. Woo, let's go down all of the accolades. Let's talk about all of these things that he did and barriers that he broke. But nobody wants to talk about the fact that he just got the COVID-19 shot 2.5 weeks ago. Is this weird to anybody else? The fact that the media isn't even correlating the two, is that weird to anybody else? 2.5 weeks. Is that too long of a span? Oh, maybe, Tayla, if it was 2.5 days, maybe if it was 5 days, half of a month, a lot could change for an 86-year-old in a half a month. Are you letting your elders get the shot? Personally, I am not. And anybody who, I will shoot any one of my family members who thinks my Nana is getting anything. Absolutely not. I already know as far as my mother's side, none of my elders are going to get it because all my cousins are as crazy as I am. But as far as my Nana is concerned, I ain't playing by my grandma. No, ma'am. Tia said, I don't know nothing about stock. Girl, I don't know nothing about stock either, but I pay attention to what other people know. And don't forget that Palmieri sent us a link, and so we can go ahead and follow Palmieri and get all of his updates once a week. And I have been paying attention to the updates that he sends me, and not only paying attention, but I've also been logging in. Small gas station apartment. When do we need to reschedule? Please sign us up. I signed them last week. I'm sorry. Business calling, and I always return. If you're logged out of your Robinhood, just say like you forgot your password. Do that. Forgot your password, forgot your username ID, because all of that is associated to your social security number. So if you have to, I would say go and call Robinhood and let them know that you're locked out and that you need further assistance than what online allows you. Hey, Tayla, I'm thinking about furniture made from recycled material geared towards creative low cost for low income families, shelters, disaster relief, or just for leisure. You know what? I am actually really, really excited about Nike. So Nike created this whole, Nike recycled. What was crazy was like Nike recycled shoes cost more money than all the other sneakers that they made. I'm like, y'all, this is trash. Y'all made these shit from trash and you charging me more? Like, how does that make sense? And so, let me share the screen so you guys can see it. But I think that is an excellent idea as far as creating different. Look at this, like $130. And that's on sale. Pure white platinum. Where's the recycled shoes? These ones. No, those are the heavy recycled ones. Where's the recycled ones? Weighing in with at least 20% recycled content with a zero compromise to style. They do look hype though. Like I would buy those. I like those. Are those the only one? There was other ones that were recycled too though. Where's the other recycled shoes that they had? These vegan Nikes are 90% recycled. Y'all buying them? These things look recycled. They look like they went through the trash and just picked up a couple things. It was just like, we gonna throw this together, right? Boom. Yo, but I really do like these specs though. 90% recycled material. And they're mad expensive. You would think that the 90% recycled would be less. What's this? I want to see what this look like. No, I can't see that. Magazine recycled. That's cute. This is weird. This looks like a little, like a type of running shoe. Yo, let me tell you. So, what are those things called? Water shoes. So I did some weirdness. So these are the recycled shoes. The new hippie shoes, AKA recycled shoes, all that nonsense. I'd buy them. I wish they weren't as high as they are. Would you wear them? Would you or would you wouldn't? Why did sole gotta be that thick? That's why it's 90% recycled, because that whole sole is recycled. These are cute though. I kind of want these in real life. Plant color collection. Oh, that's why I like them, because they look like plants. Yeah, they're cute. This is Nike don't pay us. We're leaving now. What's the link? So let me go ahead and I'm gonna do this thing and pay these bills, and I'm gonna pull up the link for you for the stock, because I know nothing about stock. I just pay attention to what Palmieri tells me, and I have a friend that's supposed to be teaching me a little bit about stock and telling me what to invest in. And so once I have those things, I will tell you. But he did tell me to look into NEO, NIO, and NEO has been doing numbers. So again, I am only a licensed real estate agent, and so you should do your own due diligence and seek your own professional. But I'm just telling you what my friend told me. And so take a look at NEO, NIO, and take a look at some of the other things that Paul Mary, who is a licensed professional in stocks and returns and stuff like that. And we're going to go pay these bills. And when we come back, I will have all that information for you and for you to be able to link up with Paul Mary so I can take the onus off me and you can have that conversation with a professional.
Is here. And if you're an employee in Massachusetts, you probably have questions. How does PFML work? When can I start using my benefits? How do I apply? Is PFML really for me? There is one place to find your answer. mass.gov/PFML. It's time to get to know paid family and medical leave. A message from the Massachusetts Department of Family and Medical Leave.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Tayla makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Tayla is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TAYLAANDRE@thumbprintrealty.com.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Yes. So we are back. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. SparkFMOnline.com. Everything Spark FM. We are the dopest, from Caribbean to hip hop to all of your West Indian needs. We are everything you talk. Name it, we got it. So SparkFMOnline.com. Make sure you hit us up on all of our socials. Like, subscribe. If we've given you any type of pour into you, please pour back into us by liking, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. If there's anything that you gained from a Wake Up with Tayla Andre, please do the same. Like, share, subscribe. And so I may share you with others, and you may share me with those that you love as well. And so we talked about the news that you should know. We talked about what's going on in the world. And we did a little Motivational Monday with Tupac today. And there was another clip that I wanted to show you of Jay-Z. But that's about 11 minutes long. And I'm not quite sure if you guys wanted to dig into that. If you guys want to see this Jay-Z clip, just type Jay-Z. And if not, then we will dive into creating a business from scratch. We have an amazing guest who recently had a gas leak. She just contacted us and said that she had a gas leak. I don't know if she's going to be tuning in anytime soon, but we're going to go ahead and take the steps necessary for ourselves. And if she tunes in, then great. And if she doesn't, we'll reschedule her and have her back. And so there are many grants going on right now. I don't care what state you live in. If you're in the United States, there are grants across the board that anyone and everyone can apply to. There are grants specific to Massachusetts. There's grants specific to Boston. There's grants specific to your industry, but there are millions of freaking grants out here. There are hundreds of freaking grants out here within millions of dollars. And so somebody said, Jay-Z, let's get two more. Two more want to hear Jay-Z, or y'all just want to hear me talk? But aside from that, it just, for me, it's the fact that we don't have the funds, or we didn't properly prepare. That's what it is. We didn't properly prepare our businesses. And so a lot of our side hustles make us great money, and a lot of our side hustles are taking care of us financially, but we are unable to do what we want to do or need to do in other realms of our life regarding utilizing our side hustle money. And so first and foremost, a lot of people don't know, having your money under the table is great for if you're doing illegal stuff. But if you're legally doing things the right way and you're building your business and you're not accounting for the money that you're making, you are hurting yourself. And the reason why you're hurting yourself is there's certain things that you don't qualify for because you don't make enough money. Like specifically, if you're attempting to buy a house and you don't have the 2 years of your side hustle money. Well, I've made $35,000 with my side hustle, and at work, I make $40,000. Let's keep numbers simple because I'm a little slow. So you've made $40,000 on your side hustle, but you've made $50,000 at your job. That's $90,000 that you could be pre-approved for to purchase a house. But because on paper it only says that you make $50,000, you can be approved for like $250,000. Where if you went ahead and you claimed your side hustle money on the books in the form of taxes, are you going to have to pay taxes on the money that you made that you didn't tax in the first place? Yes, absolutely yes. Is it going to be a pain in the ass for you to amend your taxes? Absolutely, but it's something that you should do. And so I am a walking example, like, yo, write it all off. What? Write it off. I made no money. And it was just like, well, you really can't get this house that you want because you made no money, right? And I was just like, no, but I made money. But did you? Because you said you didn't make no money. You didn't claim nothing. You didn't make no money. And so when I tell you I am a walking example, like I am telling you from experience, claim everything. Pay the damn government. It's absolutely illegal. There is no such thing as the IRS. There is no such thing as the Federal Reserve Bank. Like the United States government does not own the Fed Reserve. We do not own it. It's not ours. Everything that the damn government does is freaking illegal when it comes to the IRS paying your tax. But we all have to do it. You're going to end up like Wesley Snipes and be in jail. So it's either like conduct yourself like an American or go Lauryn Hill to jail. You got to pick one. And I hate it. We hate it. We're over here playing the game. And until we stand up and say, party done, and start throwing tea in a damn harbor, you just got to go with it, babe. Like, I hate it. But it's life. Everybody got to do it. Unless you go ahead and you get you a tax professional and hit up Paul Mary, because Paul Mary was talking about his little tax guy and how his tax guy is the truth. These are the things that we have to do. These are the steps that you have to take in order to do these things like Americans do. And so what you need to do is you have to have at least 2 years of your tax return. So I don't care if you start today and you start claiming your money today. Like start today and separate your business money from your personal money. First and foremost. So this is just like overview. We haven't even begun step by step. And so hold on, let me come over here and see if anybody, we have one Jay-Z, just one. So we're going to leave that there. What you currently see on the screen right now is Gumroad. That is if you are interested in learning about these stocks and taking advantage of these stocks, and Paul Mary guiding you through what stocks are which. So you're looking at gumroad.com/A/1024857203. For those that are currently listening and you are driving, you can always go to YouTube later and replay it. Tayla Andre and find today's show. If not, I will give it to you un mas, okay? Gumroad.com/A/1024857203. Ghana is in the house. I love you guys. Thank you. This is real life. Real life. Really quickly, let's go through these comments. Kamala was handpicked by Obama and Biden to set the program in motion for the new world order and reset of Americas. Plus the N, Americanas. Okay. Let's talk about this at a later date. 2020 was the year of passing companies that have been open for 50 and 60 years, and big companies that control your everyday was supposed to have fallen and new companies to rise, aka our companies. We have not seen this. It's okay. It's time for human biological natural selection. Even if animals, there are diseases to wipe them out when their population grows too much. I think it's the same for people. What is the link to Paul Mary? We went ahead and posted that. I'm going to post it again. No mines will be made from free material, all part of recycling plan I have mentioned before. I'm down for that, please. And participants will be able to benefit from the sales of the products, all-inclusive chairs, sofa, beds, table. NOI is good. I wish I got in at $3. NEO, shout out to those investing in NEO, NIO. It's been doing me good. That shit's what is that? Velvet? Yo, can I tell you, I wore this specifically for you. In mind, at least. It's just like, what is that? Velvet? Yes, it is actually. It is on purpose. I just want you to know, on purpose. The velvet. Isaiah Gray, condolences to you and the family. Thank you. Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you, Andrea. Hugs to Isaiah Gray and his family and all of the condolences for your family. You have Neo as well. Just set and forget most times. Exactly. Just get it and leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay. And so going back to step by step, okay? So what exactly do you need to do? First step. And how do you start a company? And so the first thing that I really want you to do is to figure out, being a serial entrepreneur, the first thing that you want to do is like, what is it that you want to do, that you want to be? So let's say, for instance, so there's two conversations here. So it's the side hustle conversation, and it's the I'm sick of my job, I'm looking to get out and do my own thing. So let's start from the like, I'm sick of my job, I'm ready to do my own thing. What is it that you are really, really, really good at already? Like, people would pay you for it, but you would do it for free. If you could, you would do it all day, everything. What is your passion? What is in your heart? The reason why my tattoo says a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his step, is because I have in my heart what God put here. Like, there's no reason on earth why God would trick me and say, I put all of this stuff in your heart for you to do absolutely nothing with it. I put all this stuff in your heart for you to talk, for you to be a talker, Tayla, for you to be out here running your mouth like you, for you to do nothing with it, for me to be silent, for me to be quiet. That's not who I am. That's not how my heart is. That's not what my heart is. For me to be like helpful and to give people knowledge and to like to want people to learn and to teach them and to rise them up and raise them up to like greatness and to do these amazing things for themselves. There's no reason why something was put in your heart for you not to do nothing with it. So what is in your heart? What is it that makes you who you are? Whether it's baking, whether it's caking, what is it that you like to do? Maybe, you're really good at designs. Do you want to be an artist? Do you want to be a graffiti artist? Do you want to be a calligrapher? Do you know there is somebody? Trader Joe's. Have you ever shopped at Trader Joe's? You know how everything looks really, really gorgeous and pretty, and it looks like they printed it out. Trader Joe's, each store has a person that does nothing more but write eggs, $2.99, bread, $1.22. Like, every store has one person that does nothing more but the little signatures, but the signs, the chalk signs, the beautiful penmanship. Trader Joe's literally has an employee that writes. That's all the person do is write. So if you're beautiful, you have that beautiful penmanship, you have beautiful cursive, there's a job out here for you. If you like children, do you want to open a daycare center? Do you want to be an educator for at home. There's an abundance of parents that are now seeing that homeschooling is an option and don't want their children back in school, and see how their children are currently thriving in a at-home environment. And so do you want to open your own private school, or do you want to be a tutor and teach children? What is in your heart, baby? Heart of hearts. Do you really like pets? People pay a lot of money to get their pets groomed. People pay a lot of money to have their pets babysat. You like dogs? Be a dog walker. You like cats? Be a cat sitter. What is it in your heart that you love to do, that you like to do, that you would do for free, and figure out how to create that into a business plan? Like, you have to do an honest evaluation. And what would I do for the rest of my life if I did not get paid for it? Me, it would be running my mouth. I would run my mouth forever and wouldn't even need no coins. But thank God for blessing me in my mouth. Thank you, thank you, thank you for blessing me. And please continue to bless me in my mouth. So aside from that, what is it that you enjoy doing? Now, for those that are side hustle, and what is the first step for you as a side hustle is is this just a side? You have to determine whether or not this is just a side hustle, or if you're going to make this a real life business. Are you going to continue doing this little play? It's like a relationship. You keep talking to this person and y'all talking. Are you going to build, or are you going to continue to bullshit? Do you want to move forward, or is this just a little friendship for you? You need to figure out whether or not this is what you want for your life, or if you just going to stay still and just be like, nah, I'm good. We could still maintain a little friendship, but this is not what I want for my future. Do you want a little side hustle, or do you want this to be your business? You have to make that determination and then stick with it. From there, after you figure out it's a side hustle, it's a real thing, I'm going to move forward, I figured out what it is that's in my heart that I want to do. According to the SBA, 2 out of 3 businesses survive at least 2 years, and approximately 50% of businesses go out of business after 5 years. So take those you think about statistics about marriage, and I want you to have an honest conversation with yourself. So the first thing that you have to do is have an honest evaluation with self about whether or not you are going to dive into this business and put all of your finances into this business. You're going to put all of your hard work into this business because it costs money to put your business together. In order to LLC is $500 for an LLC. And that's for one. If you only have one business, you have a little CMOS things, but then you also have a massage business. Those are 2 different businesses. In order to LLC them, that's $1,000. And we didn't even talk about the other rabbit holes that you have to go down as a business owner. So you have to figure out and have a sit-down conversation and say, is this something that I really want to do? And then as far as your idea is concerned, is the market completely saturated? Now, this is a very weird question for me, but it's very necessary. And the reason why I say it's weird is because when I was in Ethiopia, the mindset was different. And so y'all see how little this room is, right? I need you to imagine with me that this little ass room is really 3 different shops. So there's a shop over here for cell phones, a shop over here for jewelry, and a shop over here for clothing. But yet the next room over has the same exact lineup. And there is no such thing as saturation in Ethiopia, because who I know come to me for what they need, and who you know come to you for what you need, and who she know come to her for what they need. So even though there is 15,000 clothing stores with the exact same product in all of them, those are 15,000 individuals that have 15,000 friends that give them their money. And so it's weird when I think about how often we have to talk about saturation in the United States, knowing that it could work, and have seen it with my own eyes, my own soul, been to Ethiopia and seen 15, when I tell you, you could stay in one spot and pick out 15 different cell phone stores, right? Just right here, this one spot, 15 cell phone stores, all of them thriving and will be there next year as well. So it's weird as far as like evaluating your idea and figuring out whether there's an oversaturation, to figure out whether or not, like, do you like it enough? Do you love it enough to continue doing this for the next 10 years, 15 years? Is this a business that you want to build and you want to sell? Is how likely are you to sell this business? You have to know yourself as the entrepreneur. Are you good at being able to just go out and start doing things, or do you need to be told what to do? If you need to be told what to do, then my love, you might be a worker. You might just need a boss. If it's hard for you to self-motivate, if it's difficult for you to like see a list of things that need to be done and be able to evaluate what needs to be done first and how to do this, and like going down those rabbit holes for yourself, you might need to evaluate and say, you know what, this isn't going to work for me. I need security. I need health insurance. I can't play these little gambling games. I need a job, which stands for just over broke, because you will never make more than your manager and you'll never make more than the CEO. And that's why it's so important for you to do your own thing. And that's how I got into multi-level marketing. Is like, multi-level marketing to me was never a negative thing. I know a lot of people see it as like, oh, that's a pyramid scheme, but a pyramid scheme is when you have Elon Musk making billions of dollars per year, who can at any point in time fire PhD, like the woman that he fired that put into arbitration that could be changing the game as far as businesses arbitrating with employees. Like, he fired her and she was simply doing her job the best way she could by telling people like, yo, we're messing up and no one's actually doing what they need to do to fix this. She got fired. She would never make more than Elon Musk. Her subordinates will never make more than her. To me, that's a pyramid scheme. Not, you bring two people in, they bring two people in, they bring two people in, and over here, I just created 4 different people that have $50,000 in their bank account that they made doing part-time work. Like, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. Generating new business ideas. Like, for instance, that whole, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about being super high one day and dropping the blunt in between the seat and like, yo, what if I made this thing where nothing can drop in between the seats? And then freaking a year later, it was on, as seen on TV type situation. Generating these new ideas. Are you generating ideas, or are you taking them a step further? Researching the validity of your idea. I went ahead and had to pay $350 to research the validity of my idea. So I have a patent pending, and the patent pending that I have is a snowsuit, aka Starfish. Starfish is going to be a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I just want to tell you that now. But Starfish is a snowsuit for babies, and big people want them, like adults want me to make them for them as well. But it's a snowsuit that has zippers on the arms. So instead of you like trying to like push a newborn baby arm through a snowsuit, you just put the arm through the cuff and then zip up the rest. I spent $350 figuring out whether or not there was a similar product on the market. You're going to have to come out of pocket in order to make money, first and foremost. I just want to let you know that. And so you have to research the validity of your ideas. Is it going to follow through? As far as like creating an individual business plan for each individual business, those things are so difficult and so hard, but it's literally taking a step-by-step guide. Like, Tayla, how do you come in the studio, and what does that look like? Well, the first thing I do is open the door. From opening the door, I turn on the light. From turning on the light, I sit in the chair. From sitting in the chair, I turn on the road. From the turning on the road, I make sure the volume's up on level 1. But it's literally a step-by-step guide, so you can know step-by-step what it is that you're going to do. So it tells the other person who may be funding you or giving you money what this looks like in an everyday, workable way. And you may not think that a business plan is important because, this is my side hustle. I've been doing it for 2 years. I've been doing it for 5 years. I know how to do it. But if you had somebody else come in, do you have a step? Like, do they know what to do? Or do you have to literally duplicate your efforts by showing them every step of the way, getting a phone call every step of the way, versus having that game plan, that document that runs through everything? So all you got to do is push a piece of paper, say you got any questions, it's all in there, versus taking it word of mouth. testing your business premise in the real world. That is where I am right now as far as Starfish is concerned, testing it as far as like what materials do we want to use? What kind of zippers are going to be the best fit for it? What kind of hood is better to make sure that the neck is protected and there's not air getting in for the baby to be freezing? What type of material is going to go over the zipper so the baby's not outside having the wind hit them in the freezing cold, especially up north where we are, freezing cold, having the zippers exposed. So it's like it really is a process. Setting up the right legal structure for your business, making sure that you have attorneys that have your best interest at heart, making sure that you as far as the legality of your business idea, making sure that the Starfish is being patented and trademarked so nobody can steal the name, making sure everything is copywritten. If you have any tags or logos or all of that is important. And you might not think it's important because can't nobody else use it, I've been using it, da, 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 da. I have a friend of mine right now who Roxbury versus everyone else, Dorchester versus everyone else, those t-shirts, he started those t-shirts right in Roxbury. There was a woman who went out and copywrote it, and now she owns the rights to the t-shirt that he started over 5 years ago. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I absolutely said it, and I'll say it again. So shout out to Allah, who went ahead, Roxbury against everyone, Dorchester against everyone, Roxbury native, Dorchester native, Roxbury born. All those t-shirts were his. I don't know the name of the woman who went out and searched it up and looked and saw that he didn't copyright it. But he didn't copyright it. Now, all of a sudden, all of those t-shirts are hers. And if she wanted to be petty, she could sue Allah for whatever he has left over of the Roxbury against everybody. Dorchester, like, you can't even sell those. If she wanted to be petty, she'd be like, you can't even sell them no more. Give me all the loot. Or you could sell them, but you have to pay me. That hurts. Imagine that. I want you to imagine for 5 seconds you coming up with a business, you creating that business, you selling that business. Everybody knows it's you, and all of a sudden, all of that is stripped from you, ripped from you because somebody else set it up legally. If a man is called to serve his country and nation, he must serve so well that even the unborn generation shall pause and say, here lived a great hero who served his people. Condolences to all the family of the late former president of Ghana who has been laid to rest today. Rest in real perfect peace, legend. Oh, blessings. I was unaware. COVID-19 has a patent, and Dr. Fauci, Bill Gates, and Dr. T of the World Health Organization are working together in this man-made chemical warfare from communist Chinese. That was from Shooter X176. And Corey said, you're definitely right about those companies. If they are for you, you can make them work for you. Whether it's a pyramid scheme or not, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean it doesn't make money. Ashe, ashe. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. And so making a business plan. So what does a business plan look like? Because again, this is the step-by-step guide. And Aliquin, and codify update delivery, but no answer. I apologize. I gotta tend to this really quickly because this is, if it ain't about the money, I gotta go tend to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and play these commercials and pay these bills so we can pay these bills. All right. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre.com. And don't forget the SparkFMOnline.com for everything Spark FM. And little did I know that this was even playing the whole time and y'all was sitting in silence. I am sorry, my loves. I'm so sorry. You did not deserve that. Sitting in silence for 3 minutes. My apologies. I thought I pushed up the button so you could listen to all the commercials. And so I did what needed to be done. And we are back talking about the step-by-step guide on how you can take your side hustle or a business that you haven't even created yet and create your business and making sure that it's up to date and has everything that you need in order for you to be an established business. So what does making a business plan look like? So basically, a business plan is an outline or a blueprint for your business. A good business plan should have an executive summary. This should lay out the business, product, or service and the problem that it solves for the consumer. A market evaluation. This should talk about the market that you are serving. Is it expanding market? How does your product better fulfill the consumers in that market? A marketing strategy, like how exactly are you going to get this to market and how are you going to push this through to the people who actually need your service? How are you going to penetrate the market in order to sell your product? An operational plan. How will the company run from day to day? Who are the key employees? What are their specific roles? What is it that they do? And what are the goals that you have set for them in advance? And what goals do you have set for your business as a whole? While lying is never acceptable, you do like, it's not lying, but you're like, after the research that I've done, this is like my hypothesis. So even though it's a hypothesis, you don't want words like I guess and I think. You want it to seem like, yo, when Starfish hits the market, it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar corporation. It's going to be for parents. The parents going to have a snowsuit. The baby going to have a snowsuit. And it's going to enter into extreme sports so that those that have to wear onesies can, better, not have to struggle trying to put on sweatshirt after hoodie and then a snowsuit at the same time. And so, like, what does that all look like? You want all the key components. So somebody is like, yo, this is a great idea. Let me throw this money at you. Like at the end of the day, that's what your business plan is really for. So people can see that you have your ish together and it's not just, scattered up in your brain, but it's actually on paper and it looks like something that I want to fund. It looks like something I want to throw my money into. You have to decide your business structure. Do you want to be a sole proprietor? Do you want to be an S Corp? Do you want to be a C Corp? Do you want some type of partnership? In partnerships, one of the things I learned about partnerships is let's say you and I go into business together and we're best of friends and I love you and you love me, but I want the logo to look like this and you want the logo to look like that. You want this tagline to be this. I want the tagline to be that. Now, all of a sudden, our partnership and our amazingness now is in question. It's like raising a child. Like I am a militant parent and I want to beat the shit out of my kids every day. And you're like, I don't even do time out. Like you want to be in like a equally yoked situation and for you guys to know exactly what it is you're getting yourself into. As far as partnerships are concerned, you definitely want legal in your life. So, that $1,500 that you're paying for an attorney to make sure that the legality is there could save you your entire business when your partner's like, yo, I had an attorney, you didn't have an attorney, my attorney drafted up da-da-da-da-da-da. Now all of a sudden your partner got sole custody of your baby that you created, that you just brought them on board for, and they went ahead and stole it from you. So you want to be extremely careful about, knowing how you want to move forward with your business. And so as far as like LLC is concerned, like I currently have an LLC that I think I want to turn into a corporation, so that way the business can pay Tayla instead of Tayla being the sole proprietor of the LLC. And so there's a lot to unpack there. Again, I am only a real estate agent. I am sharing the experiences with you that I have learned from myself. I am not an attorney. I am not legal anything. I am not licensed in anything except for being a real estate agent. And so with that being said, I do want you to do your own due diligence and go down that rabbit hole for yourself to see what is the best strategy for you, and for you to speak to your attorney to figure out how to structure your business properly. And so again, the type of businesses that you can have is you can have a single LLC. You can have a corporation, an S corp. You can there's different aspects of business that you can have, and or you could just be a sole proprietor without an LLC that costs absolutely nothing. An LLC can cost you $500, and S corp can run you up to $1,700. It really depends, and you have to figure out what is best for you. And so that is the rabbit hole that you have to go down for yourself to figure out what is best for you in your business. You want to address your finances. This is the least sexiest part about business. It's the least sexiest part about life. As far as life is concerned, I'm still trying to figure out my budget for my whole life, not even just for the business life, but it is something that I am working. It is a work in progress, baby. And what's crazy is my mom is like facts and figures all damn day. And you would think that I would have picked that up, but I wanted to put that one down. If my mother goes to the store to buy cigarettes, she writes it in her little book, negative $10.42. Like, my mother still keeps a register in her checkbook. You know how a checkbook it has those lines for you to do your budget in, and I don't think nobody else on earth use it except for my mother. But she know exactly. She doesn't have an online banking system. She is the online banking system. And if I was to like, Mom, how much money in your account right now? She'd be like, something, and 42 cents. And then you go online and look at it, it'd be like, yo, how'd you know? I know what I spend. That is, I desire to get to that point. Right now, I'm not there, but you do want to address your finances. You want to make sure that you are not commingling. And commingling is when your business, and your personal and your business finances like intercede, and you don't want to do that. There's certain businesses where it's actually illegal. Technically, it's illegal for every business. Your business funds and your personal funds should never mix or mingle ever, because that part of commingling is technically illegal, because your personal funds and your business funds are two different entities. It's different when you're a sole proprietor, non-LLC. And again, this is where legal really comes into play. I am not an attorney. I can't tell you how many times that I am only a licensed real estate agent. I am not giving you professional advice. I'm telling you what I personally have experienced. It is difficult. You're going to want, and what worked for me was having two separate accounts with two separate banks. And so in the very beginning, it was really difficult for me because I was just like, it's my business account at this, ABC checking, and my personal is at ABC checking. What I had to do was I had to completely separate and say ZYX checking for business, ABC checking for personal. And so I know every single time if I see XYZ, I know that's business. If I see ABC, I know that's personal. And being able to separate those are so important. So important. I'm trying to save your life here. You have to set self-fund. Like, as far as self-funding your business, taking some of your personal money to make sure that if you want to get LLC'd, that you're taking, like, especially if your business isn't even running yet, you don't even have a side hustle, you're taking your personal monies and setting it aside for your business. And so you're self-funding instead of like doing like startup money or, crowdfunding for your money. There's just certain things that, as far as funding and finances are concerned, that you really need to, before you do anything, you need to sit down and figure out. Let me see if there's any questions or comments in here. It was like Steakum on Honey. Oh, I don't know about that business. I was just talking about something completely different. The truth will set you free. Absolutely. It certainly will. Going back to the step-by-step guide, finances, getting your finances right, figure out what banks are going to give you funding, registering with the government. So there's different type of business entities, and different type of business entities require different type of filing. And so there are filing fees that you do have to pay. You also, like, I have to take notes every time I change the business. Like, I literally, me and Tayla sit in the mirror together and we talk about business strategies. And then I have to write down and talk about the notes of the business strategy that we took. Like, listen, I'm in a business with Tayla Andre. And so Tayla have business meetings all the time. Like, Tayla and Andre have business meetings all the time. So Tayla and Andre sit down in the mirror and we go through, like, how are we going to change the structure of the business? Are we going to hire somebody? We kind of need a contractor. What are we going to hire a contractor for? How much are we going to pay a contractor? Nari wants to be a contractor. How much are we willing to pay him for? Is he actually going to work though? Like, these are the type of things that seem redundant and seem absolutely bat-ish crazy, but these are the things that you need to do. You need to have a meeting with yourself, and these meetings need to be like, you have to write down these meetings, because when you file, depending on how you structure your business, you have to file these documents with the United States government. As far as like assembling your team and figuring out like what kind of team do you want? That's going back to the business plan. Who is going to handle what? What are they going to do? How much are you going to pay them? What is it that they actually do? And how does that help your business? All of that is important. So when you're assembling your team, like the actual people, you're not just hiring people just to hire them or having contractors just to have contractors. You actually have it in your business plan that these are the things that you need, and these are the people that you need in your life to do XYZ. That's how you assemble your business. Buying insurance. So depending on what it is that you actually do, you might need to insure, like, let's say for instance, you're in contracting, or you're in construction, or you're a painter, or you're a bricklayer, or whatever it is that you do, you need to have some type of insurance just in case if you have a machine that goes haywire, now all of a sudden you done cut a big ass hole into your client's floor, and you don't have the $30,000 it's gonna take to fix it in the foundational and structural issue. So you have the insurance to back you up and to support you for this mistake that happened. And so maybe it's not contracting, maybe it's not bricklaying, maybe it's daycare. And you need to have, in case your building catches on fire, or in case, a child chokes to death, or not death, just chokes, and the parents want to sue you. And instead of suing you, the person, you want to make sure that your business is structured. And that's really why I created the LLC, because you ain't like, it's limited, baby. Like, you gonna sue the business, not Tayla. You ain't finna sue me, because you can sue the business. Like, that was primarily the reason, because people are crazy. You will have your best friend out here trying to sue you if they think that they can get a little bit of money out of you. Friendships don't mean nothing in 2021. Friendships didn't mean nothing in 2019. Like, friendships mean nothing. That's my sister, that's my brother. You know how